Alrighty, and here we go. Welcome everyone to round one of our afternoon flight. We've got Finkel on the bottom of your screen. I'm Sabat at the top. This looks like a mulligan to me, Stormblast. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. You can't keep a one power hand. Not like this. If it had like two etchings in it, maybe.
Right, on the other side of things, we're going to see 4 power, a Trickshot Ruffian, a Levitate, and a Conclave Smuggler. Not the greatest hand for I'm So Bad, but I guess it's playable.
Yeah, I mean, up, visual bug. Oh no.
Bug, that's all right. I'm So Bad has 6 cards in hands, not 20. Here comes a Justice symbol for Finkel.
Uh,
Kira, that's a little nicer.
I bet I'm so bad. Wishes they had 20 cards in hand though.
Ooh, Kira off the top for I'm So Bad. That's pretty much exactly what they wanted to draw here.
Oof, what a great draw for I'm so bad. I mean, in this matchup, you can actually slam Kira on turn two if because I'm so bad will have the fourth power guaranteed next turn, and oh, I guess they don't they had to play a crest, but if they didn't have crest in hand, you could definitely play that Kira there because you know that Finkel. Wait, is Finkel playing the Huntresses? Which one's playing the Huntresses?
Uh,
Finkel is the one not playing Huntress.
no,
So
because
yeah, so
Doc,
you
I
know
believe
that
Doc 20. The way to remember that is Doc 28 has the
yes.
Huntresses in Elysian, so Finkel does not have them here.
Yeah, so you can know that Finkel has no way of actually dealing with the Haru here. Now, both players getting in some ways the best draws, where they both had Symbol on turn one, which meant they had an active Kira on turn three.
Mm-hmm.
In Finkel's case, two active Kiras.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Finkel, they do not have any Silverblade intrusions in hand, but you can't have everything.
We do have a bubble shield, but you're right. It would have been a little nicer with the Silverblade intrusion. On the other side, I know you can't see it, so they've got a I'm So Bad has another Kira, a Levitate, a Trickshot Ruffian, and a Smuggler in hand.
Oh my god, both having just Finkel has three Kiras and I'm so bad has like two Kiras. It's just the Kiras everywhere.
Kira's everywhere
It is this.
indeed. I'm gonna go for the attack. That dude did draw Justice etchings off of that. Seed of Order and a Justice etchings. See if they pass that
I
on the
got the
second
backup
Kira.
here for
There
the
you go, on the
etchings.
backup Kira. All right, you're gonna draw a Justice symbol and a Justice sigil from the etchings.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's likely Palace, but I guess it could be Mirror Image.
It is
Actually, I guess you
Palace.
yeah, Palace is the obvious pick. Um, if Finkel only had one Kira, I could have seen potentially trying to go for Bring of Justice. But since I'm so bad did attack, it meant that they also knew that there was some form of trick. So if it
Mm-hmm.
was Bubble Shield, you would have gotten blown out, entirely. So going for the risk line probably wasn't worth it compared to just going for Palace, which in many ways can be game breaking in this matchup.
Absolutely. Okay, well, Finkel's going to play off that Bubble Shield end of turn. Got to draw Justice Etchings. Now they've got a third Kira, Justice Etchings. They've got Sediti, Bubble Shield, all sorts of gas Finkel's got here.
Palace incoming. Now, you guys might not know this, but it turns out that two 6-cost sites can, in fact, be seen on the same board state. I know it's been a while, but you can, in fact, have two sites coexist. Sites are not mutually exclusive, from what Expedition might have led you to believe, especially 6-cost sites, but,
Turns out that's not inherent to every site.
Ooh, and Finkel going for Pristine Light instead. That's spicy because they know that they can because they know that I'm so bad is going to play their 6 justice first,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that Finkel can play Pristine Light next turn and then play Power, meaning that I'm so bad will lose all their Kiras and Finkel will lose no Kiras. So that's a really
Ooh,
really Skull Apex maneuver from Finkel right there.
that's right. You heard that here, chat. Get your heads up in chat. Your heads up emotes. That is a very heads up play. Let's see if that plays out here because that is really nice.
And of course, Finkel also has the second
Oof,
bubble shield to just completely destroy I am so bad. Um,
that is nice
now, obviously,
interaction there.
oh, and so Richardson, man, I mean, Finkel making some real Skullplex maneuvers with that market pull, but also has some insanely good draws as well to back it up. So things are not looking good for if you're an I'm so bad fan. Things are not looking too hot in your camp.
Turns out heads up decisions, tight plays, and lucky draws off the top
Good,
make for a good combo. And just like you said,
yeah.
firing off the Pristine Light to kill I'm So Bad's Kiras, and then playing out your Justice Sigil to pump your Kiras. That is impressive there.
And that play only worked because Finkel was on the draw and had one less, and played the Justice second. So Ilya K last round being like, I don't. When would you want to be on the draw? Well, this is when, Ilya. This is when you want to be on the draw, so you can win the pristine light Kira fight.
Ooh, I kind of like having the two co-hosts who listen to the other one and then can make comments. It's pretty nice. Tequila Sky, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, I'm so bad has that Huntress off the top. They've got after this. After this, they've got a Trickshot Ruffian, they've got a Hojin Crownbreaker, and a Maveloft Huntress. So they have 3 in hand after the site.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say this. I think Finkel might have this one in the bag, especially with this attack. I think I'm so bad is now just dead because Intrusion puts them dead on board. Because now it's three Kiras, 12 damage, 9 life.
And then the Kiras are going to be pumped up next turn.
As always, I have my crack team of mathematicians, and they have confirmed that 12 is in fact greater than 9.
You have them on speed dial.
Yeah, it was what wasn't too. It was a clean result, so I didn't have to go to my other crack team of statisticians to try to verify the mathematicians' work.
All right, well, Finkel's going to take that first one. They're going to go up 1-0. Just a reminder that each of the individual matches are still best of 3. So Finkel's going to take that one. And let me check while we're waiting for them to get started if we have any results. It looks like Tobu and D-Dub are tied at 1 game apiece. And Kolokoma took the first game over Doc 28.
Yeah, so we aren't going to get to see this. But the interesting thing about the Kolokoma versus Doc 28 matchup is that they both made it to Worlds, obviously, and while they're not on the same team because of how Worlds works, they did in fact test together though. So it's kind of interesting that different teams, but they test together for Worlds, and now they're fighting it off once again in this expedition event. So that's kind of a cool little spin on that matchup.
I like that. That is interesting. Maybe if this one ends up quick, we might be able to go and catch some of that one. Waiting for players to get into their second game here. That was a lot of Kiras for that for that match there. How many Kiras do we see on board there?
Probably like
at
20.
20?
I'm sorry. My mathematicians are too expensive. I can't.
Yes. No,
I can't run those numbers.
Stormblast
too much money in my.
Let's flip back. You can take a look at this at I'm So Bad's deck list here while we're waiting. So you're not staring at my screen while we're waiting for players to get started here.
I've always liked Fearless Crescendo in these Kira decks. It got phased out. It's been not as common recently, but it's a cool card. I like it. It provides extra market access, and I like it as a 2 of. I wouldn't play it as more than a 2 of. I definitely wouldn't play it as more than a 2 of. I only play. You don't need to play the full market. So back in the day, I played 2 Fearless Crescendo, and I played 2 3-cost cards, Pristine Light and Wind Conjuring, and it was fine. Sometimes you just want a permanent levitate. Sometimes you see an extra flyer, an extra target spell.
Finkel's got 3 power. We've got Kodosh Evangel, Ahura Envoy, Levitate, and Silverblade Intrusion. On the other hand, we've got 4 power, Justice Etchings, Valkyrie Enforcer, and Akira for I'm So Bad. Unfortunately, no janitors so far. Sorry about that, Stormblast. I know you were excited.
Jan either deck actually. But notably, Finkel has one of the potentially mirror breaking cards. Although I'm So Bad did draw their Kira, but Crew Envoy acting as the 5th and 6th copy or 9th and 10th copy of the targetable spell payoff.
Yep.
Whereas I'm So Bad is playing the classic, the classic Huntresses. Finkel instead is playing the Hurra Envoys. And can you confirm if it is in fact a soldier or not?
It is a mage.
Okay, so Argo's technique still doesn't seem to target anything.
Really just the negate and then creating and drawing a random soldier here. Nice play by the Enforcer, both silencing and being able to block the Kira here. But hey, the deck with the Huntress is able to win that battle, able to take out the Enforcer and then hit for.
Although it is perhaps not exactly what I'm so bad wanted to do with the Huntress, because Huntress doesn't live, it doesn't, provide its, you know, huge benefits of being, stickers like a 9/8 or whatever.
Right.
You love
you
your like
get your
9/7
two
Huntresses,
one
but
back, but that's not your
yeah,
vanilla 2/1 that you don't really want, and not really what you're looking to
you,
keep.
you do what you got to do though, right? And it looks
Absolutely.
like Finkel is deciding not to play the Huru Envoy because they want to be able to play power with it, to back it up with an intrusion or a bubble shield, which I do like. I'm so bad. Really sad about that Valkyrie Enforcer. That Valkyrie Enforcer was brutal for I'm so bad.
That really shut down their hand. I mean, the hand wasn't great to start with, but you just were relying on that Kira to make an impact, and getting that just silenced for value was just it was just brutal for I'm so bad's hand. Now they have another Huntress right there off that draw, and they have a pair of Valkyrie Enforcers. Justice. Here's Here is Kira number 10, Huru Envoy. But I'm so bad gonna get him right back and say, you silenced mine, I silenced yours. But here comes the bubble shield. Finkel says, well, I can protect mine.
Yeah, and unfortunately, is I'm so bad on the play? Can they play power into Huntress this turn?
Yes, they can.
Okay, so they at least can take out this one. Because otherwise, Finkel next turn could have played second Hero Envoy and then held up Silver Blade Intrusion to draw 2 cards plus the 3/3 flyer, and that would have been backbreaking.
This Huntress
But
is a little
instead,
better. This one's able to take out that unit cleanly, stick around as a
yep,
4/5. As you mentioned, Fearless Crescendo in
yeah,
hand now for I'm So Bad. But Finkel getting that value of the Justice Etchings off the Huru Envoy. Let's draw some cards. Let's go to the market.
yeah. One of the the downsides, quote unquote, of Hero Envoy is that compared to Kira, is that obviously it doesn't grow having the other big effects, right? So like
Yeah.
in this stage, Kira is obviously just gonna be better, but sometimes you just have to go with this one. And we see running back the pristine light plays from last game.
Absolutely. Now an Anya Master Sleuth here for I'm So Bad off the top. Here it
Gonna
comes.
sleuth it up.
Yeah, 3/2 Aegis. You can't lose Aegis while Anya has Aegis, and summon you gain an Aegis. So lots of play on the Aegis there, but essentially you get protected as long as she's protected.
Yeah, that's likely never gonna change because Finkel has very few ways of actually targeting the opponent's stuff. So there's no way that Finkel was going to waste any of it on an Aegis unit. So I'm so bad going to the market again, and it could just be running back the palace, which I don't know if it was or not. Ooh,
They did get the palace.
well,
Yes, I'm So Bad grabbed the palace here. Bubble Shield going to
at
protect
least
the Envoy, but I do like the setup here. The Pristine Light doesn't really take out much on I'm So Bad side, and they're going to have the palace next turn.
Finkel did draw a really good card though in the smuggler. Smuggler is a really good card in this matchup because both can get the palaces, it can get the bring to justices are the two big ones. Finkel is running Svetya, which notably Svetya being not quote unquote hard countered by Anaya. So Svetya can't actually provide its game disruptive element, can only provide its long term deck buffing element on this board state. Mantle Justice also not looking too hot in Finkel's market right now, so it looks like it'd probably be Bring to Justice or Korrivat Palace if Finkel was going to go for anything in the market.
It looks like they're going to. Reminder, we've got Bring to Justice, Mantle of Justice, Corviat Palace, Svetya Lightbringer, and a Justice. Toss away power for a Bring to Justice here. AK John, 1984, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated.
I'm so bad could play Palace, and then Palace's spell can get countered by Argo's technique. Big
True.
plays.
Palace is still probably the play, though, I would think.
Oh yeah. It's very good, especially because it makes Pristine Light so much worse.
Tough turn here for
Attacking with.
imsobad. Gotta figure
If you're
out a
gonna
lot
play
of
Palace,
things.
I'm not sure I like attacking with units.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Palace is you definitely want to protect it to get its up to its to draw 2 cards at the very least, or to do the buff or the draw 2 cards. So it looks like that they're not going to be playing the buff if they're off Palace, otherwise they would have done that pre-combat.
Yeah, I would agree.
Um,
But the only other card in hand is a naked Hojin, which is fine, but not great on this board.
so can I trade for the Mavloff Huntress, draw a 3/3 flyer, and draw an extra card to boot?
Oh, that's something we didn't see. Saditi off the top of the deck. There you go. That was the
Oh,
plan.
oh, that's right. Yeah, we don't get to see that.
No,
Now
we
that
didn't see that. Okay.
now the face the curse won't be active, which is
Right.
kind of actually unfortunate on this board state because the curse would have been pretty decent here.
Pretty good, yeah.
Ooh, and Kira off the top, but Finkel is out of targeting spells.
That's
But there's
true.
another targeting spell.
There's a bubble shield on top.
Speak of the devil.
Okay, Pristine Light only really just hitting that Saditi though. I'm so bad gonna.
I don't think you block.
The trade
I'm so
here.
bad. I think you just hold back. I think blocking was not the greatest move there because
Well, you're right. Didn't actually undid that block for I'm so bad. So it's just gonna take 3 here.
your flyers are really good on this board state.
Another Hojin off the top here. Do we see Palace this time? Yes, here it comes.
Because if you just sack the city, you can get in for 12 damage this turn if you really want to.
Comes Withstand on the Anya. That one, as you said, is going to get countered with Argo's Technique. But the Palace is still active, and Imsobad's got some units out. But
If you attack
Imsobad
for 6, you
going
can
attacking.
yeah, attack for 6 because you threaten lethal next turn. As I said, sack the city puts 12 damage in the air, and so either Finkel will have to respond with their 3/3 flyer or bring justice, or both potentially.
As we knew, they scouted that bubble shield to the top, so they've got Kira with bubble shield. They've also got Bring to Justice and Valkyrie in hand. Can't cast the Valkyrie. Gonna go ahead and fire that proactive bubble shield there for a trick shot ruffian.
If steal. Finkel is Finkel at 8 justice?
What was that 8? Yeah.
So the old classic combo of trick shot ruffian on Kira, attack with Kira, spread that +8/+8 around.
Spread the
Good
love,
lovin's.
Kira.
Good lovin's.
Setting that up for next turn, absolutely.
So it looks like trick shot ruffian used this turn though, not next turn, forcing Anaya to block. It looks like.
Actually, yeah, gonna use it this turn instead. Envoy a 10/10. You either lose the Palace or you lose your Anya. The options here.
I think you want to lose the Palace. I mean, sorry. I think you want to lose the Anaya because you really want to draw those 2 cards. Also, you're still threatening lethal, so you're still forcing Finkel to have to make another move with this Bring to Justice on, not necessarily a bad target because taking any flyer off the board is going to be a good thing, but it's not necessarily the Kira that you might wanted to have targeted.
Yep. All right, now thanks to getting rid of that other 3/3, I'm so bad no longer has lethal with Sack the City. So are they going to do that, or are you just going to go for Wisdom here? I'm going to go for Wisdom of the Elders here now. Now that there's no lethal, it's going to get you 2 cards, 2 power.
Yeah, if you can keep your sight around, obviously Sack the City will still be active next turn. Plus, you know that your opponent does have a 3/3 flyer in hand, so it makes putting a Berserk attack less useful than it might be. What is Imsobad's hand?
That was just so Bubble Shield and Power in hand, and then a Silverblade Intrusion that I believe they left on top. It was hard to see, but I think they left the Silverblade Intrusion on top. Now, Finkel can take out the site if they choose to.
But they will be losing their Kira potentially.
But I think you have to. You can't. I don't think on this board you can let I'm so bad take their turn and cast that.
Yeah, it kind of does. So the real question
Backhand.
is, will I am so bad block? That's the big question everyone's asking themselves right now. Because we know that if they had the bubble shield, whatever, they know that Kira could be taken out right now. We know that Finkel has nothing, but I'm so bad doesn't know this. But now I'm so bad should know that Finkel has nothing because there was
Yep.
no pause.
Right. Here's the Valkyrie down. As we mentioned, the Silverblade Intrusion off the top. So now 2 protection spells, a Bubble Shield and a Silverblade Intrusion for I'm So Bad.
I'm so bad can gain a lot of life here and present another. Not blocking the. That's a. Because they have to block both Hojins because otherwise, one trick is very lethal.
Yep.
But not blocking with, let's say, Kira and the 3/3 flyer. This does mean that I like this. Keeping the extra combat trick around the other Hojin.
Oh, that's gonna damage. That's gonna save. All 3 units are gonna stick around, gain a ton of health, play out the other Valkyrie. Oh, a really nice Silverblade Intrusion for I'm So Bad. Now they're still quite far ahead.
Another trick shot ruffian, but I'm so bad at 34. So
yeah, that's not gonna do
even
it.
plus
That's
9
a lot
plus
of
9.
damage, but it's not enough.
I mean, you can make another giant trick shot ruffian, but as you said, that's just not enough. And we know that I'm so bad has a second combat trick in hand for another +2/+2 off the Hojin.
Yep. And we know that and I'm So Bad can see that Finkel's empty-handed. So if this isn't 34 damage, then I'm So Bad just lets it go through. And not, it's 32 and empty-handed. So I'm So Bad can just take this.
I mean, you might want to block. 32 is a lot, but it looks
32
like
is a lot, but it turns
just
out
gonna take it.
taking a hit for 32, no sweat for I'm So Bad, and I'm So Bad's gonna tie that one up to 1 game apiece.
Oh yeah, because the Flyers. Yeah, no, of course, the Flyers are lethal. Duh.
Yep, Flyer was lethal on its own. I'm So Bad going to tie that up, and we are going to go to a nice game 3. Love to see it. This seems like this is a really interesting match. Really interesting mirror. This deck is hard to play optimally. You've got slightly different builds. As you mentioned, with the Huntress missing, Finkel is definitely going to be feeling that, losing that here.
I mean, we saw that in some respects, the extra Huntresses, we saw 2 Huntresses that game, and just that little bit of extra interaction plus the threat the Huntress left over was, in some respects key to the matchup because, Finkel had only so much removal and interaction of their own, and I'm So Bad had just a little bit extra, and that's what it took, just a little bit extra interaction.
All right, well, it's time for game 3. Remember, this is round 1 of the 2 p.m. flight. We've got Finkel versus I'm So Bad, each tied at 1 game apiece.
So Finkel has one of my favorite card types in hand, the Sight. I love Sights. Sights. Do you like Sights, Telemokos? How do you feel about Sights?
I like sights, although there's a certain 6-power sight that I enjoy, making everyone else not able to play sights, because that's the most fun, right? The most fun thing you can do in the game is preventing other people from having fun. Pretty sure that's a rule.
I'm sad because I still love Speaking Circle so much, but its passive text is just so it makes me sad to play with because I love spinning my boxes because I think it is a far more consistent thing, but it's also still the fun of opening random boxes. But then it just makes me sad because I I'm gonna keep playing because I like having fun with it. But just we got a fun news thing. Have you seen the new spoiler, Telemokos?
I've seen it, but I honestly have not. I was setting up all the deck lists yesterday. I have not really put any thought into it, but I've seen it.
It's a cool one.
Finkel,
we'll discuss it in a second.
Yeah, we'll discuss that after this round for sure. Finkel with a good start here. The only thing missing from this hand is any protection spells, but double Hojin Kira into Trickshot Ruffian with a sight is pretty good. Just no way to protect or trigger any of your units. I'm So Bad.
No. You forget. Tower targets.
True. With tower you could on 4, but no 1 cost way while also getting other value. But you're right, that can trigger. Okay. Ring to Justice out of the market. It's just going to take care of that Hojin.
I'm So Bad with a very, very good start.
Yep.
One of those powerful starts.
Trickshot Ruffian and Justice Etchings in hand, so not quite out of gas, but nothing really else following this up. Except for that Saditi that just came off the top. That'll be nice next turn.
But
I
I'm so
heard
bad was
I
really
heard
sad
when
to see
you're
that last turn
ahead.
on top though.
I heard when you're ahead
Get
and
more ahead.
developing boards, then drawing a Siditi is a good. The only thing better than drawing a Siditi when you're ahead is warping a Siditi.
So do you think I'm so bad? Not going to play the Trickshot Ruffian. It looks like they are going to play the Etchings. So they've already used. So what is an I'm so bad's mark? What are they considering right now?
Yeah, so they use
I'm
the
so
Bring to Justice. So you've got Pristine Light, Wind Conjuring, Palace, and a Sigil.
I wish we knew what was in the market. Maybe they'll pull out whatever they put back in.
Well, with the Justice Etchings, you can toss the Justice Sigil away for a Justice Sigil.
Ooh, good point.
That's
They
the
get
heads up
Palace
play
though.
right there.
Yeah, I do like doing that sort of thing where it's like you just freak your opponent out where you shifted a card from your market where they're like, oh god, what did they do? But really I just like shuffled the same card in and out of the market. It's like Zoe swapping but without any fate value.
They picked up Wind Conjuring, so that's ready a unit. It gets +4/+4 and endurance this turn with Decimate invoked. Finkel gonna attack with their 4/3 lifesteal Hojin. Are we gonna see the blowouts here? Go for it. Look at this. Wind Conjuring, redding the Hojin, triggering the Hojin. Giving that an
that
8/7
could've gone
lifesteal to
poorly,
block.
though.
Oh yeah, I could have. That was risky, but
Actually wasn't that risky because it made it an 8/7. I think
true.
I'm so bad did the math. Because it's 8/7, a Silver Blade intrusion wouldn't kill your unit. So it actually wasn't a blowout. It would have been a 1-for-1, but it would never have been a blowout. So actually I really like that play considering that there was 0% chance of it being a blowout.
All right, Smuggler gonna go get Bring to Justice to take care of that unit. Arcade ECG, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Look at this! Everything's so bubbly right now. Look at it. Bubbles everywhere. Bubbles on everything.
Everywhere. Finkel says, all right,
Okay,
board's
good.
even. What can you do? Oh, here comes the Siditi. Now, thankfully, that curse isn't going to hit Finkel, but now there's a Siditi to answer.
Ooh, double Kira, though. Not going for double Kira.
Go
That
with the
seems
tower
odd to me.
first and get a pair of Valkyrie. 2 Kira, a Trickshot Ruffian, and then I'm So Bad's got a pair of Hojins in hand.
I would have just slammed double Kira just that way I can, get value off tower at some point. But you still can get value off tower if you.
This following turn, playing the Kiras.
Well,
and
no, the turn after that.
Well, yeah, play the Kiras on the following turn, and then the turn after that, the following turn, be able to get that.
So I'm so bad playing one Hojin out, and then the second one. So what's the last card I'm so bad has in hand?
Just a Justice. Hojin the first,
What's the
Hojin
last
the
power
second.
they played? What's the last power they played? Yes.
Oh, this was off of Hojin.
So that means that if no, if they play Etchings, they could have put the Sigil in the market. Never mind. Mm-hmm. Ooh,
this is not nice. Another Siditi on the top of the deck right now for I'm So Bad.
I not the biggest fan of this play. I get that you make the Hojin 0/1s, but the Hojins, grow again. It's not like they stay 0/1s forever. They can grow to being 4/5s. So your site was dead no matter what. I think I like trying to draw that card off the Kira, jumping potentially, but
which card? This went before they played the Kira, right?
Yes, yeah, so they used the curfew enforcement. Mm-hmm. They used the curfew enforcement and exhausted their unit, which meant that they couldn't block with their 1/1 Valkyrie.
Sure.
So this is probably gonna grab Pristine Light, I think.
Here comes Pristine Light. Curse is gonna draw an extra card though. That's what I'm So Bad wants to see. So I'm So Bad now has Smuggler, Anya, and Kira in hand with 2 active Siditis and a curse.
I think Finkel should have attacked with their 1/1 flyer and then played post-combat Smuggler. It gives you back your face Aegis, gives your Smuggler Aegis, which may or may not be relevant in the future, and still lets you pick up Pristine Light, which means that your opponent doesn't draw a card. Yes, you take 10, but I'd rather take 10 than let them draw a card. Mm-hmm. Especially because I think if you're Finkel, I think the way you're trying to win the game is you want to next turn draw power off the top so you can play, like Trick Shot Ruffian,
Hmm.
and then do some Trick Shot Ruffian shenanigans. Trick Shot is any unit, right? It's not just your units.
Yes, another unit. Yep.
So you can target. So Finkel could target his opponent's units and then Pristine Light.
Yes, I think we saw this. Was that Worlds or the LCQ last year? So we saw that happen at one point where, yeah, using the Trick Shot Ruffian to pump a unit into Pristine Light range. Definitely a fancy play, but sometimes it's the right play to go. You could see that here. Lots of things to play here for I'm So Bad. Again, they've got this. They've got the
Oh,
Kira and an Anya here.
if you're Finkel, you're just so sad. Now they're gonna get a palace and just
Yep,
the
there's
Sadidi
Palace.
warped off the top. Just this has been brutal.
You play the Kira here if you're I'm So Bad. No, I'm gonna hold it off, anticipating anticipating the Pristine Light. It's not gonna play out their Kira. But Finkel's hand is kind of forced. They pretty much have to, right?
I like going for the Trick Shot Ruffian and just going for the huge units because you can play them after things are dead. Yeah, I like this. Make a giant flyer. Oh, it's one cost for what, like a 13-12? Would you play that in your basic deck style
Yeah,
logos? Would you
one
play one
cost
cost 13-12?
one cost 13-12 flying seems pretty good.
Seems balanced. Seems. I mean, aggro needs the help, right?
I mean,
I've heard
it's
aggro's
no
in
four
bad
four
shape
for
right
two
now.
with upside, but it's something. But they would never print a card like that, so it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm So Bad. Yep. Pump up the flyer. It's a lot of damage coming through. So that's 25 damage, but I'm So Bad is still at 45. So again, as we saw last game, I'm So Bad shrugging off a 25 plus damage hit. Out.
We're gonna
25
have
is not
some.
lethal. Here comes that
We're gonna
Pristine
have some
Light.
backup. We're gonna have a one cost 13-12. So it's so comically large.
It is pretty good. I mean, that's a big unit for sure.
Look though. It's one cost.
One cost. Somebody grab a
It
screenshot of
does.
this. One cost 13-12 flying. This is the
It's
just as
less
direwolf
comically
intended
large
here.
on the battlefield, but it's really funny when you look at it with its stat. I love how Eternal handles like stat buffs, whatever, how it's all permanent, which results in just some really wackiness like this. It's really funny. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh card right there. Look at how large it is.
All right, I'm So
I'm
Bad
so
with
bad
two
has
Kiras in hand and the Palace.
so the scary thing is that you I think maybe you have to go for Palace and draw because you really got to find a way to put a flyer in the air.
Yeah,
Right? Because in two
attacking.
turns you're dead to a 13-12.
You are attacking. Can't really do anything on this board. Can't really attack through the 13-12. It's gonna kill you pretty quickly.
You could gain a bunch of life with Hojin, I guess, which might be the plan for next turn. But
It was very well navigated by Finkel because it felt a couple turns ago
yeah,
that I'm So Bad was completely in the driver's seat. But even just that one thing, just that one play to get that 13-12
Pristine Light.
flyer has now changed the game. Yeah.
You know, I mean, Finkel drew the power right when he needed to. If Finkel had not drawn that eighth Justice influence, that would have been very rough.
All right, I'm So Bad with a Saditi on top, which can chump block the 13-12 next turn.
So if you're Finkel, do you attack the side or do you attack the face?
Gotta go fast. Gotta go face.
It's rough though because you always regret not attacking the site. That's always been my experiences. I just always regret not
Yeah,
attacking the
it's
site. But here,
true.
I think you might have to because it's what's your win, right? How do you win
Yeah.
this game?
That came up on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
look, going
Remember
after
we
the
talked
site.
about that. We were punished. I forget the match, but it
Yep.
was punished for not attacking the site. But yeah, and that's what Finkel's gonna do, recognizing
Yeah.
the power of that site and gonna take that off the board for I'm So Bad. Well, they do have the Saditi here. It's
I think
probably
I
is it
think I
worth
think I think that
attacking here?
I think if they hadn't attacked the site, they could have gotten massively punished. If I'm so bad was able to draw two cards and then play an Aegis Aditi and an
Mm-hmm.
Aegis Kira, that could have been really rough.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Good
So I'm so
analysis there,
bad.
Storm.
So Finkel is now forced to attack every turn because they don't. They will draw two cards.
Cards.
Um,
Oh,
so
it's the first.
Finkel would really like. That's
Oh,
not
that's a.
exactly Finkel one. I think
Oh,
think
Well, it's a flyer. I mean, you can attack with a 13-12 now.
And chump.
Chomp.
Yeah, I guess you can attack 13-12. Yeah, because you can chump and then
And then you have
you
lethal
can also
on.
gain some life if you wanted to. You're gonna gain a lot of life because that's right. So you're gonna lose Kira, but you're gonna make
Oh,
Hojin
because
+4 +3.
Kira's gonna pump up the Hojin, which is gonna gain 8 health here. And then you can just take this thing on.
Yeah, so Sidini
Although
will
this
chump the Kira.
not active yet, but it could be next turn. Pump up the I could pump up the Sidini right back.
Oh my goodness.
Kira pumps. Okay, Sidini, I'm so bad's gonna take that free eating of Kira. But
You gotta
block
block
here,
with
though.
your 0-1
Yeah, you have
Hojin,
to.
right? So you lose the potential for life steal in the future, but you get to kill Kira though, and that's important.
Go to 7. All right.
So
Karia off the top. This is the true mirror match here. Karia off the top this time for I'm so bad.
Kara is a good draw because it means that you can attack with the CDD now.
Yep.
You once again have a chump blocker. Classic Swole Hojin being Swole is a 6-4.
You're gonna attack. I would have attacked first. I guess.
No,
you want the
justice.
Yeah, you want the justice. You're right. You have to get the justice first. That's fair. That is fair.
So interestingly, attacking like this, no, things are still. Well, attacking like this is interesting because it means that Finkel can attack with both flyers for free. If I'm so bad had attacked with the smuggler and the Kira, then then both flyers could attack. But if he had done that, then Finkel could have just chump blocked more easily with the 1-2 on the ground. So
this is really
trading
close.
off.
This is gonna put Finkel down to 4.
Finkel's really hoping to draw.
That Finkel has removal would end the game.
Finkel's really hoping to draw Silverblade Intrusion next turn. That's the card they want to see up top.
The problem here is that you can't.
Oof.
It was so close, but it's so tough for Finkel because you have lethal, but you're gonna get hit back with lethal on the backhand. But if you don't attack, then you're gonna die anyway. So needed that removal. So just worked out. I mean, this was so close. This was like half a turn.
Yes.
Not even a full turn difference between this.
Yeah, Finkel really Silverblade Intrusion off the top would have been very good there because it would have been able to trigger Hojin to get the lifesteal and produce a body insulated block.
You can chump attack here and gain 8.
But then
you have to.
No, I guess this does.
So good
because
then
keep
you can
you
just
alive.
Yeah, because then I'm so bad can't attack because then you just eat the Siditi and take 4, which is fine.
Well, no, they can both. I'm so bad attack with everything.
And that'll do it. Oh, look at that draw. Nice draw for I'm so bad. Valkyrie Enforcer will make that irrelevant. That'll be game. Wow.
A 1 cost 13-12 flyer, 2 busted, but a 1 cost 13-12 ground unit, that's chumps. That doesn't matter.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Congratulations to I'm so bad. That was very well played. That was the best match we've had all day. That was super exciting, super close. And I have the results from the other matches as well. So we have got Tobu taking it over D-Dub for a Team Eternal Titans 2-1. Then we've got I'm so bad taking that close one 2-1 over Finkel. And then we've got Cola Coma for Misplay taking it over Doc 28. So the Misplay is going to start off and they are going to take an early lead 2-1 over Eternal Titans.